What's up? This is Robert from Existence First, mental training for a modern world. Today's mental training is only for introverts. It's specifically for introverts. People who, like myself, lean a little bit more towards the quiet side. So, in thinking of what I wanted to talk about today, I asked myself, what's the feeling I have today? The feeling that I have is simplicity. There was a point in my day where I felt a lot of simplicity, and it really calmed my mind to some degree. And I think that the opposite of simplicity is, for lack of a better word, extra. You know, the very common word, somewhat slang word these days. And so, go to my trusty Urban Dictionary to consult, and it says that extra means over the top, excessive dramatic behavior, way too much. And then they go on to actually use my name in their own example and say Robert's behavior was extra when he refused to accept Anna's apology. Not sure how they found out about that incident, but extra. Are we ever, as introverts, are we ever over the top, excessive, dramatic, way too much? Probably not on the surface. So the question that I have is, are we introverts ever silently extra? Are we ever being extra while not saying anything? And if the answer is yes, then I think there's an opportunity there. Certainly for me, I could say yes. There's certainly times you could rephrase it and say, are there ever times when your mind is being extra? When your mind is being extra. And I think that's true totally for me. I mean, especially if you think a lot like me, your mind is constantly going, and you have to harness that energy. Otherwise it's like it's like a hyperactive child or something. It just sooner or later is going to cause some sort of problem unless channeled into the right activity. So anyways, that's a look at sort of this surface versus deeper layer. A person might be quiet, introverted, but that doesn't mean that we know what's going on in their mind or in their world. It could be very tumultuous. It could be thoughts could be moving very quickly. You're not always sure from the surface. And then for us ourselves, introverts, are there ways in which we can kind of simplify things for the mind and be a little less extra? Are there times when we can catch ourselves being a little extra and rein that in so that we come back to a very calm, cool, composed equilibrium center point? That's all for today. Think deeply and put your existence first.